Hello and welcome to Let Us Farm. It's Monica here. Okay, we are here. So welcome once again to Let Us Farm today. So like we always do it every first two Saturdays of every month. I will always try to do a live program so that where we all can interact, bring your live questions, and we chat, get to hear what you have in mind and what you think so far. Now, please, if you are listening to me or you're watching me from my YouTube, from the Facebook, on TikTok, please make sure that your audio is okay. If it's not okay, just let me know so that I can do well to like fix it up before the life goes to a very large extent and you may not be hearing me. So having said that, today we are discussing on how to make profit from catfish farming. So I will start by trying to explain everything from the aspect of tarpaulin, concrete pond, earthen pond. Now, like we always do it on this live, if you have any questions you want me to give an answer to or clarity to, just drop it on. So I will pick up these questions and answer it as the life goes on. So if by paraventure I skip your question, please just do well to remind me. Now, let's start. Very okay. Apart from that, I also received about 10 questions from other different farmers that I will still answer as the life progresses. So let us start now. First of all, there has been this questions that people ask me every time. Most time people say, wait, yeah, good evening, famous. People say, can you raise hybrid in tarpaulin, or can you raise the one I just received today is can you raise clarias on earthen pond? So let us start with this before I will go on and on and on. Yeah. Now, hybrid catfish, clarias catfish, all these catfishes, you can raise anyone on tarpaulin pond, concrete pond, earthen pond. So sometimes why people, yeah, good evening, Clinton. Why people may tell you stories of can you raise it here or can you not raise it here is sometimes it's like a marketing strategy for people that sell what you want to buy at the time. Maybe if I am selling hybrid catfishes and you want to buy and you are requesting for clarias, and I find out that maybe you have a particular type of pond, people can switch to, yeah, I have only hybrid, and you want to buy clarias, and you have earthen pond. People can say, hey, you don't raise clarias in earthen pond, but that's a lie. So just bear it in mind that all these fishes, fish type, you can either raise them in concrete pond, tarpaulin pond, rubber baths, earthen pond. But the issue is what is the size of the pond you want to use? Now, if you watch my statement, I mentioned rubber bath, and this is where people get more confused. Rubber bath is not the small bathtub we used to bath or we used to wash plates and more cash. Good evening, or wash plates or wash all those things that you actually call rubber bath. This is where people make mistake. I see some people when I say, yeah, good evening, Uche. I see some people when I say you can't use those small container, they try to like start arguing. Oh, we are raising our fish and it's doing well. See, sometimes you just started catfish new and somebody is just trying to explain something to you. The best thing you would do if you want to make headway is to try listening. But when you start arguing on something that you don't even have any basis for, you know that you are not ready to learn. Because what will happen is that in future, there are crises that, yeah, good evening, Nats farm. There are crises that ordinarily, Simon, Peter, good evening. There are crises that ordinarily is something that I'm trying to let you know and avoid. But you want to start arguing and preaching. I keep quiet. So when this problem befalls you, maybe a time you don't even have money to tackle it, what happens? You start failing. So all those type of things is not good. Now, if you want to start a catfish farm, because that's where I want to start. So remember, if you have questions or anything now, drop it. I would also go to it one after the other. So if you want to start a catfish farm or you're already doing a catfish farm, one thing you should understand, I say this every time, is that understand that spacing of your fishes is very key to your success. If your catfishes don't have space, yes, you can look at the fishes, they are growing. But do you know that there are some catfish growth that is just wasting of time? You look at the fishes, they are growing. But a fish you're supposed to sell at 4 months. By 4 months, they are not looking like anything. But you are seeing the fishes, they are growing. You waste your time. There are two principles that control your fish. Two very principles, two important principles. These two principles are what you are going to meet at the end of each of your fish cycle. They are one, your fish growth, and two, your fish weight. Now, these two principles work hand in hand. If you raise catfish and one fails, it's going to affect the other one. If you are selling fish and the fish did not grow well, but they have weight, it's going to affect what people are going to price you. And if you are selling fish and they grow, they don't have weight, it's going to affect you. And they not have weight and they did not grow, it's going to affect you. So these two principles are the two major principles that guide you when you are doing fish business. And the easiest way to overcome these two principles fall down again on two major principles, which are the principle of space and the principle of feeding. So you see, if you miss any of these two principles, go back and check. You have missed the other two principles. So if you did not feed well, you are not going to get weight. If you don't have space, it's not going to grow well. You see? So these two things we keep on working hand in hand. So that's why sometimes, trying to like explain to people that look at, and they keep on arguing. And you are seeing it that this person is missing one of these things, but he's arguing. You keep quiet. Because one thing I always say is that catfish is a very funny business. Why is it funny? Sometimes you can raise fish, you buy 1,000 fishes, none of them ever dies during the process of raising it. So within yourself, you're happy. You never saw any dead fish. So you now believe in yourself, oh, you are going to make a good profit at the end of the time. Then when it's about time for you to sell the catfish, there is crisis. What is this crisis? You discover that if you count the number of fishes, some actually died, but you never saw them. That is one crisis. Then number two, during the time you are selling, you discover that maybe you have only 10% that are so big. And these are the same fish that whenever you are feeding them, you see them, they come out so big. You now start to wonder what is happening. Some people will start thinking, is it somebody playing pranks on me? Is somebody like trying to, good evening, Chris. Is somebody like trying to manipulate my idea? But this is not somebody manipulating your idea. Let me tell you this. Anytime you see your catfish inside water and you look at it from the top, looking at it inside water, understand something, the water magnifies the fish, so it makes the fish so big. So when you bring it out from the water, you are seeing two different images. Then when you now put it on the scale, you are seeing three different images. The one you saw looking, the one you brought out, and the one on top of the scale. If these three images does not connect, that one I lost. So I have some questions. Let me Ajay, good evening. I watched almost all of this one. I really want to start the catfish. So I want to use that of chemical tank. Yeah, more cash TV. If you have actually watched, according to you, almost all my video, you would have seen the chemical tank where I specifically did a video for that particular tank. For some of us that don't know, chemical tank is talking about here is a white tank with the iron railings. I've done the video on it. I even talked about how you prepare that same tank. One particular video, I talked about it from the beginning to the end. Now, the best result on that tank, please do 50 fishes. Do not exceed that 50 fishes. I was I was on the net, I think about 2, 3 days ago on a Facebook, and I saw somebody saying, somebody asked the same question that you asked, and the reply was that, oh, if you do 300 there, it will take it. I said, well, that's it. So, Madam Alice, good evening. Thank you very much. My juveniles are not eating at all. I stocked them 2 months ago, and they are just the same. Now, there could be reasons why your juveniles are not eating. First of all, it could be the issue of space. So, if If the space you are having is okay and they are not still eating, another thing I want you to do is, when did this problem start? Did the problem start immediately you bought uh I'm coming, Chris? Did the problem start immediately you bought the fish? If the problem started immediately you bought the fish, the first thing I like to do is to call the person that supplied the fish, find out from the person what was the feed that he was using. But in your own case now, it's already 2 months, meaning that you have already passed that period of like feed change. So now the major thing, like I said, is the space. So let's look at your space. If the space is okay and the fishes are not still eating, another thing could be your water. Now, if you test your water and the water is okay, then it boils down to the stock itself. So if your spacing is very okay, you're feeding, you are doing your best, but they are not eating, you are using the correct feed size at 2 months, they should be eating 2 mm. You are doing all these things, then you test and your water is very okay, then that's when you now come down to, hey, the person that stocked that catfish, if you have other people that bought from the person, find out from them if their own are eating. So if their own they are not eating, the problem will be from the stock. It means that that particular stock is not the best of stock, probably because some fishes they don't eat. Some fishes, it happens that sometimes when some stocks that you may stock, if all these indices I told you now they are okay and they are still not eating, it could be the stock. Get it? So, Chris, you said how long does it take floating feed to sink? All depends on the feed. And again, this issue of a company is manufacturing feed, and sometimes a particular feed will do this, and the next time it does the opposite. So, in terms of that, there is no particular time. Some people will tell you that it takes 5 minutes for it to sink, but I have witnessed some that are less than 5 minutes. So it will now depend on the ingredient they use for that particular set of feed. Because I have had an issue that people bought feed and they just put it in the water. That split second that the fishes rush to gather the feed, immediately they separate. The next thing you see the feed dropping. And when we tried to make the contact and find out what was exactly the problem, what we got was the company was asking for there's a number on each tag, like a serial number on each tag. And when we gave them that, they now confirmed that that particular thing, there is one of the ingredients there that is the reason why they said, oh, that they've received that complaint, blah, 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 blah. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that there is no standard timing. There are some fishes that when you feed, when you even bring it, you touch the feed, you see that it's strong. You get it? You see that it's strong. So such type of feed, dry, very dry, strong, can stay up to 5 minutes before it sinks. But some cannot. So it all depends. It's a variable. Yeah. Good evening, Ajay. Sierra Leone headmaster. Good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So this question is if a fish has cracked head, what can be done to correct it? If your catfishes are having crack in the skull, it means that you are actually doing the feed yourself. And since you're actually doing the feed yourself, there is part of the ingredients that you use that is excess. Mainly, it is the methionine that people add in the feed to mix it. Ask whoever is helping you to blend the feed what he uses as methionine. You have the methionine itself, or it could be the lysine. There must be an additive that is adding that is more, mainly methionine. What the additive is supposed to make is it's supposed to be like a protein enhancer. You understand? It works like yeast, it works like protein enhancer. So when it is too much and you don't have the corresponding starch, energy, like the enhancer is supposed to make the thing to grow, but you don't have the corresponding energy to bind that, to hold the skin. So when that one now blows it and there is nothing to form the protein that will be much to cover, it gives it. That's why I always avoid full milling, because we all know that the reason why milling is cheaper is because people try to like adjust the ingredients, and this is where the problem comes. Protein is supposed to be what will help in making your fishes to grow faster. When you now reduce the protein and you increase the methionine is supposed to be that binder that makes it to like blow, like yeast. So when you increase it, and then the protein that's supposed to make the skin of the fish to grow faster is not there, what happens? So automatically the thing blows and there is no coverage. It now tears. You get it? So it's that is what is so. The only solution is revert back to company feed or go and make sure that you change your ingredients to be okay. If not, even if you continue doing it, it will still continue to tear. That's just the truth about it. Sorry about that. JT Farm, good evening, sir. What is the stocking density from juvenile to harvesting time? Same applies to cat. Now, what do you call it? The catfish and tilapia cannot be the same stocking density. The reason is that the fish sizes are not same. So let's say a pond that we take 500 catfishes will take like 750 tilapia. That's just the truth. One, the length of a catfish is more than that of a tilapia. The body size of a catfish is more than that of a tilapia. Even the head alone of a catfish is even fuller than the body of a tilapia. So it's not the same. So the tilapia will take more than the catfish. So it's not the same. Please, I have a 1,000-liter tank. How many catfishes can I stock to 1 kg? Now, if this one goes 1 liter tank is of different variations. If it's this one that are too tall but don't have a base, I can't tell you until I see it. But if it's like this white rubber tank or the black one that is same size and same shape with those ones, 50 is the best that can give you a very good result on that stocking. Then can catfish tunnel through the ground and make it to a nearby stream or into another eating pond? Okay, now I think what you're asking is if like you have an eating pond here, you have an eating pond here. I want to know if this catfish can from this eating pond link to this eating pond. Okay, on catfish itself, on the natural wild, they are bottom feeders. Most of the times they stay under the mud. Now they cannot dig, but they can follow holes. So if two ponds are together and there is a link between them. It may not even be a hole. Sometimes people build two ponds and link it with a pipe. So it can actually move from here to here if there is a linkage. Not that the catfish itself can dig, it cannot dig. But if there is any way it can move, it will surely move. Even if it's just mud and it can move through the mud. That's the truth. Because catfishes, they are like that. They like to stay inside the mud to keep body temperature low. So it's possible, but they did not dig. There has to be like a tunnel. There has to be like a hole that will link to another place and they follow the water current. Because anytime fishes are swimming, they don't swim against the water current. They swim with the water current. So if you have a river flowing this way, this is always the direction it goes. The fish will never go this way because of water current. So it said, can fish water breed mosquito? Any standing water can breed mosquito. So your pond in your house, yes, can breed mosquito. That's correct. So what time does a fingerlings to grow up to juvenile? Fingerlings are normal standard. Your fingerlings is 4 weeks. Some standard fingerlings is 4 weeks. Then post fingerlings is 6 weeks. Then juvenile is 8 weeks. This weeks I'm calling is weeks from the day that the fish came out that the fish was hatched. But some people can sell to you post fingerlings, meaning that it will take only 2 weeks to get to juvenile. And some people can sell to you what is supposed to be fries or pre-fingerlings, which is less than that 4 weeks. You get it? Which means it's going to take a longer time to get to juvenile. So for you to be sure, you have to have someone that you trust who is selling to you or someone who you know very well. That's the only person that can tell you the age of the fish. You get it? But ordinarily, what I gave you now is just the verbal. That is the standard thing of 4 weeks, 8 weeks, and so on and so forth, just like that. So said, how can I know the best juvenile to buy so that it will reach 1 kg? Because you said from one of your videos that the lose weight of some fishes may come from where he buys from. Oh, okay, let me try and figure out what you are saying. You are saying how can you know where to buy very good fishes? Well, The only way, like I said, all this is about trust. For instance, and if me, I don't have anybody that sell, I'm giving an example. What I would have simply done is to visit people's farm. When I see what those people are doing, I'll ask them what is their source. Like if you come to my farm and you look at my farm and you like the results that you're seeing in my farm, all you need to do, you can ask me, hey, where do you get your catfishes from? Then I will tell you. Then if you can be able to do the same thing I'm doing, you achieve very wonderful results. The only problem is that some of us, we are not being realistic. Maybe you come to my farm and I'm using 10 by, let me give you an example, 10 by 10 by 4 feet pond, and I have only 120 fishes inside. And you see these fishes, and they are so big. At 3 months, some of these fishes are already going 900 gram. By 3.5 months, they're already 1 kg dot something. And you're like, wow, how did you achieve this result? I would like to buy I would like to buy from your source. And I tell you, oh, because I'm following rules and regulations of this business religiously. Say, oh, you will follow it. Example. So I now give you the contact, you now buy. Instead of like stocking the 120 I stocked in the same size of pond, you put 500. The next thing you say is that, oh, that guy is fraudulent, that the fishes he sold to you is bad. So you have to like do the thing that that person is doing to achieve that result. That's the only way you can get close to achieving the same result that the person is achieving. So for those people that are just joining up, I'm seeing our numbers running up. Still remember that you can still send me questions here. I will still take it as we go on. At least I still have almost 1 hour 30 minutes more, so I can still be able to, any question coming, we can still answer it. Please, anybody that answer your question, if you are not okay with it, just repeat and I will be able to like reframe and answer. So he said, what can be used to boost the growth of catfishes? I have mine since April and they are not growing. Roots, please, what you do for me is, if you have your fishes since April, let's be sincere, so that I can be able to like solve your problem easy. I will advise you, go to your pond. If you are feeding your fishes, let someone else hold the phone, record the fishes as you are feeding them, send it to me, 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. Any person here that wants to send me a video but is outside the country, please put +234 81 353 48909, so that I can be able to see, ask you some questions, and answer you. I have always maintained, do not waste your money buying anything called fish booster. One is that I'm not going to spoil anybody's business, so I'm not going to mention any booster that is bad. But my advice to anyone who wishes to hear is, do not waste your money buying fish booster. Fish boosters do not work. Sorry to say, if maybe the company that is producing a booster, peradventure, has somebody watching me, but one thing I don't like to do is I don't like to deceive people for gains. But fish boosters don't work. We should be realistic. That's number one. Number two is that when people sell boosters for you, they just tell you, take 1 cup and pour inside. We have to be honest with ourselves. If you pour 1 cup of water of anything inside a very large quantity of water, what is the size of the water you are pouring it? What is that supposed to do to that thing? It doesn't work. Now, a friend of mine, he studied fishery. There are difference between somebody that studied fishery and there's somebody different than somebody that is practicing fishery and understands the in-depth of fish farming. So this is my friend, he studied fishery. So when we were still trying to experiment to what is going to give us our best result in catfish farming, so he contacted someone from China and they sent in some, what was told, we were told that it is an enhancer. They did not call it booster, they called it enhancer. So we asked, what does it enhance? They say it's going to make your catfish to eat and grow very well. So we said, okay. So we collected these things on the experiment. This was done like 5-7 years ago. With all these people gave us analysis of water level and everything. So we did it. Now, what we discovered was that what this thing made was catfishes that were eating one bag started eating 2 bags to 3 bags. So you have to keep feeding them, feeding them, feeding them, feeding them. Oh, so what is this? Is it gave us a challenge that time, because the thing was, now we're now like, what we planned for the fish was now going beyond us. So at the end of the tally, what we discovered was like, you are supposed to achieve 2 kg at 5 months, 6 months. We now achieved it like in 1.5 months. I don't know if this thing makes sense to you. So that was when we started like to break it down to understand what happened. It now came back to the same thing. But the problem here is, what are the side effects of this thing to human body? We don't know. Excuse me. Because these people never told us anything. But when we started asking questions, studies and everything, we understood that there could be side effects, but we didn't know. So we stopped. Yeah, sorry, please. Talking too much. Mhm. So we stopped because we don't know what the side effect is going to be on human being. So on this analysis, we had to go back to the drawing board to understand, okay, what are these boosters supposed to be? So we understood then that what the Chinese people sent to us then on our request was, what is going to make your catfish grow? It's going to be, one, the space you have for growth. Two, good management. Three, is what the thing did is to stimulate the appetite of the fish. Now we put the drug and the result side by side. Is there anything? It was a loss to us. Why was it a loss? We spent so much money to get this thing from China, and it's something that we could have ordinarily achieved. So we now discovered the ones that they sell to us back home in Nigeria has no effect. It's just putting colors. It has nothing, no effect. But this one was what we ordered for, that was sent for us. As at that time was very expensive. So that was when we now knew that, oh, these people here, they are not even telling us the truth. There was no booster available. So what is the job of the booster? It's your feeding, your spacing. We give you that result. So I don't know. Said good evening, sir. Yeah, good evening. How many bags of food? Ah, my brother. Everything about catfish or 500 fishes, I have it on my YouTube. So what you do for me is send me a chat on 081 353 48909. I will send you the link so that you can understand what you're going to feed your 500 fishes at every time until they are up to 1 kg. Please do that. I don't normally say, hey, 3 bags, 4 bags, because everything I tell you, I like to be sure so that you don't make mistake, and I myself, I will not look like somebody that don't know what he's doing tomorrow. So he said, in this time, one of catfish, how much money? What does eating to get catfish? With the current situation in the country now, with my analysis on the expenses of one of your catfishes, is going to consume between 1,800 and 1,900 to give you 1 kg. But sometimes it may not get to this figure. Anytime I tell you anything about 1 kg, it's going to be 1 kg dot something. I don't do direct 1 kg because that's how you make profit. If you are doing that, it's not gonna give you any profit. So it has to be one dot something kg. You spend around 1,819. So when you flip it to how much you sell, some places sell 2,700, 2,800. Remember, I said it's one dot something. So meaning that that dot is going to give you additional profit. Truthfully, if you do your catfishes very well and your fishes get to 1 kg on each fish, you're not supposed to make anything less than 700, 600, 700. In some cases, you make 1K profit. Then, if you do well on some fishes, they may be up to 2 kg plus. You see that you're making like double of that figure. But look, I'm not going to raise your hope, because why I'm not raising your hope is that when you say something and people like look for other ways to make it happen and it doesn't happen, they come back to blame you. That's why if you see me, I don't put any tag on anything I say. I just tell you, go and practice, and this is what you see. If you see it, okay. If not, okay. So this thing I said now, that's it. But remember, you must have space and you must have very good feeding. If you don't have space and very good feeding, sorry, you can't get it. Does sunshine affect catfishes, especially in surface pond? Not at all. Once you have up to 3 feet water high, you don't have any problem with sun or rain. No. I said if 1,000 liters of white tank takes a maximum of 8 fishes, and it measures 1 square meter. Can I stock 100 catfishes in 2 square meter concrete pond? Okay. Your concrete pond that will take how many? 100 catfishes, right? So, like 120 will be in a 10 by 10 by 4. That is 120. I don't normally go with that, your calculation, but that's not how I calculate. I don't do with the square meter calculation because that's going to give me some confusion. But I go with your length, your width, and your height. So if you look at length, width, height, it cannot match with your square meter. So if you measure what you have, send it to me and I will tell you how many fishes. Like I just told you now, a 10 by 20 by 4 feet is going to take 120 catfishes inside. So with that breakdown, you can be able to program it to see where and where what you can be able to achieve. Aha. So yeah, let me let me quickly answer these questions. I have a 2 meter by 2 meter. How many? Say anytime you go to meter, I will have to convert the meter because what I use is feet. What is very, very common to us is feet. So anytime I have meter, I have to like break down the meter. I said it's 2 meter by 2 meter. So what is the height of this pond? If we know the height of this pond, it will give us an easier thing. How can I make profit with the high cost of feed? Okay, Jessica, yeah, making profit with the high cost of feed is very simple. The first question is, what do you have that you want to raise? How many fishes do you have that you want to raise? You see, I ask this question because it's not the high cost of feed that is people's problem. No, the problem is you want to stock more and high cost of feed comes there, but you want to make more profit. It's not possible. See, catfish business is like every other business. Every other business. I wish if some of us here who are farmers can be able to testify, they will be able to tell you what is currently happening in the farm. Example, do you know that some years ago I used to use tractor to work on my farm. And then what we normally do, because then sometimes I used to do up to 60, 100 hectares of maize. That's what I used to do because I used to sell maize very well. So sometimes what we normally do then is each hectare we used to pay 25,000. But as of today, the same place, nothing changed, is 80,000 per hectare. Now you see what happened now. So if I cannot be able to gather those things I used to buy that time to manage the farm, you see that it's already a challenge. For instance, fertilizer during 2015, fertilizer was 3,500 a bag. Same fertilizer now is going to about 40,000. This fertilizer was in 2000 and 2014, this same fertilizer was 21,000. But now it's for 48,000, depending on who is selling to you. So it's the same problem everywhere. Now, can you now make profit with the high cost of feeding? I have said it many times. Come down. So, first thing is this: what is your pond size? I give you an example. You have a pond of 10 by 10, and this 10 by 10 is taking 120 fishes. And before, you used to do this 120 fishes and come out and you make profit. But now you have some family commitments and it's giving you problem. But you still want to do 120 fishes, but there's high cost of feed. If it was me, what I would do is inside this 120, I will drop 40. I will go with 80 inside the same pond. Now, if the money I have can carry the 80, I will go for 80 because feed is costly. So I will now use that money and do 80. I can tell you that if you do 80 in the same pond that was taking 120, when the result come out, those fishes will be so big that they are going to cover up the cost that you are looking for to do the next one. So how do you make How do you get money to run the business? Is to cut down the number that you want to stock at a time. Then the one you want to stock right so that you can be able to do well. Feed them very well. It will give you a profit. Like somebody asked now, and I gave him an example of how much he will spend on each fish, which is around 1819 per fish. So you can use that rough estimate to the think So when you do things in the right way, you step out. Because ordinarily, now, some people will tell you that, hey, they use 60 bags to raise 1,000 fishes. Ask them, how much did they make? How much did they make from 1,000 fishes? You say 60 bags. They will now start giving you a story that the market did not do the story. But somebody that now spend money on using 100 bags is not coming out to tell you, oh, I start spending that money. I made 1 million. You will look at the person that the person is lying. But then you did not ask what was the input. Catfish is a garbage in and garbage out. So whatever you put is going to determine whatever you are going to get at the end of the show. So if you are not able to put because you want to manage, you want to stock small fish, but you want to be able to like feed them with whatever you have, you can't get any results. It doesn't work like that in cat, and that's why many people fail in catfish, because most people that enter catfish business, they actually enter with that same mindset that, they told us this, they told us that. For people on Facebook and TikTok, please kindly go to my YouTube anytime you have time. Go to my YouTube, Let Us Farm, LETUSFARM. Once you get to my YouTube, subscribe there, and all the video, any question you have, just click on, after you subscribe, go there, you see where they wrote on top videos. So any question you have, click on those videos. Everything is going to come out because I have almost all questions answered on that place. Say, please, how many bags of feed or fingerlings to table size? From juvenile to table size, budget about 52 bags of feed. But if you want the breakdown of all these 52 bags, please go to my YouTube, Let Us Farm, LETUSFARM. Go to the videos. If you go to the videos, scroll down and you will see what you need to feed 500 fishes. On there, both the pond size and everything you need, everything is breaking down for you to understand. It is there. Thank you very, very much. So he said 22 by 15 by 4 feet. Let me ask, is this pond, is it an earthen pond? I guess. I will give you the number for an earthen pond on 22.5 by 15 by 4 feet earthen pond. Okay. Now, understand something. Your earthen pond naturally will contain more fishes than your concrete pond. That's just the truth. So anytime you're talking on earthen pond, it's going to take more fish than your concrete pond. So any figure I give now is for earthen pond. Please do not go and stock your this thing on it like that. It will not give you any result, please. So that let us be on the same page. On this pond, 400 fishes will give you a very solid result to 1 kg and above in that pond. If it's concrete pond, you can't stock up to 400 fishes, please. If it's concrete pond, you will be able to stock 360 fishes inside that pond. That's what you will stock. If it's concrete pond, you stock 360 fishes for very best result. When these fishes come out, they'll be so big. But if you go above that, well, the fishes will still grow. Not that they will not grow, but what you're looking at is what will come out as your result. So please call out the number again. My number is 0813534809. The link is Let Us Farm on YouTube, LETUSFARM. Or if you check on my TikTok, you will see after most videos, I used to drop a link there. Use that link and go to that place. Almost all my videos on TikTok, if you check it, under it, you will see my link there. Use it and go to that place so you can get whatever information you are looking for. From India. How are you? The best medicine for ammonia in catfish is changing water. See, avoid use of drugs in catfish. One, most of the drugs are never effective. Two, the chemical composition of that drugs can weaken the immune system of those fishes and make your fishes not to grow very well. Now, ammonia is a very simple thing. What causes ammonia is dirty water. That is what causes ammonia. And what causes dirty water most times is overstocking. So you have to look at these two things. If your pond you have too many fishes, please kindly make alternative room for another pond and reduce the number of fishes you have in that pond. Where you think you cannot, make sure if it is an earthen pond, because earthen pond sometimes this is where problem starts. In earthen pond, people overstock. So the best solution is make sure to change the water in your earthen pond. That's going to save you a very big deal in your earthen pond. Do not fail to do that. So that's what there's no drug for it. But what I told you now is what you just do, change your water. But if it's not an earthen pond, make sure that you, even if it's an earthen pond, try and look for alternative to be able to divide the number of fishes inside that pond. But for emergency, as at now, change the water, and the new water you are going to put is going to make your fishes come back to life. That's just the truth. So that's what they're going to do for the thing to help and solve the problem. Then Precious is saying, "Good evening, my baby fish of 3 weeks, 2 mm." Yes. Wait. If it's 2 mm, if it's 3 weeks from juvenile, yes. But if it's 3 weeks from hatching, no. What you give for that is 1.5 mm. But if it's 3 weeks from fingerlings, give them 1.8 mm. But if it's 3 weeks from juvenile, give them 2 mm. It's okay. So, like my number you asked to call, that's 081 353 48909. They say, how many fishes can I stock in the size of 10 meter diameter? Oh, 10 diameter and 1.3 height. Okay, I'm coming. On this, your 10 meters and 1.3 and 1.43 height. Don't worry, I've not forgotten about it. I will still answer it. And the person that told me about 2 by 2 meter, I asked for the height, but you've not given me the height. So I don't know. I don't know. If the height is up to 4 feet high, what you should stock in that pond is 60 fishes for best result. So I'm coming. I'll get to your that question. So how much I, I have sold off all my fishes between one. Oh, thank you very much. I wish I can see your sales video. That would be good to encourage other people here. That's coming from okay. If you can send me your sales video, it will be good. I will post it for other people to see what we are able to achieve. I always like posting sales video for people to know that it's not about this thing, but it's about it's an open market. So your success is always my story. Thank you very much. I appreciate. So I said, please, can you give me a good balanced formula for feed? I personally do not mill my feed, but the way you can get the formula is always, I always tell you, get your feed bag. If you want to, like, give you an example, if you want to do 2 mm of 2 mm feed, you can get to Blue Crown. Flip the back of the bag, you will see where they wrote composition, ingredient composition. You discover that everything there is summed up to 100 kg. So whatever ingredient, let's say you want to use for your GMC, you want to use granite for your GMC. Example, if what they wrote there on GMC is 7%. So what you simply do is, if you are doing, let's say you are doing 100 kg. So what it simply means is that the GMC will be 7% of 100 kg. So what you do is 7% over 100 kg times how many kg do you want to do? Let's say you are doing another 100 kg. So it will be 7% over 100 kg times 100 kg, which is another 7%. So multiply this 7% of what is the quantity of the this thing that you want to do. What is the quantity? Let's say you are doing, okay, let me use 200 kg. That should be better. So it will be 7% of 200 kg. So it will be 002 times 7% is 14. So what you will do is that you need 14 kg of the granite to replace your GMC. That's how you do it. So that's how you calculate everything. But if you are still confused, you can send me a chat on 081-353-48909. I will still be able to like answer you the more. So that's it. I stock fingerlings in the first week of August. By December, they will be matured for harvest. Correct. Depending on feeding. I trust you on feeding Ugochi Jane Francis. I know you can do that. Just do it and let us see your results. So who am I following now? Okay. I have a pond of 4.7 feet length and 3.4, 4.7 and 3.4, and 3.75 depth. How many fishes? That is 55. I don't understand though. I don't need your inches. If you are sure of your feet, that's the only thing I need. So 2 skirting and 2 which is better? To be sincere, if you ask me, because what I use here is skirting, I may go for skirting. I have never used Aqualix, but people that use it, they say it's very nice. So, I've never used it, but people that use it say it's very nice. But one thing you can do for me, for you to know the one that is better, get to the feedback that you want to use. Check what is the protein content. Anyone that has the highest protein content, please go for it. Because I know that the two of them are foreign feed, so they will always do well to give you the exact protein content. So please go for it. So the 10 feet by the 3.4 by 4.7 by 3.7, what you can stock here to give you the best results should be 40 fishes. It's a very small pond, but can give you a very good result. I don't know your feed cost for 40 fishes, so you have to go check on the YouTube. Go to my place where I talked about 50 fishes. What you need to do 50 fishes. 50 and 40 is almost the same thing. So if you go there, use what you have there to give you the result you are looking for. What of 50 fishes? How many bags? That's what I just answered. On this YouTube, just click on the video. You will just, if you click on the video, just type there that to stock 50 fishes, or you just scroll down on the videos, you will see it. I have everything there, so it's gonna help you to be able to tackle it. Because I can't be saying it now because obviously I don't like giving people wrong answers. So that's just the truth. What does overfeeding do to your catfish, and can you feed your catfishes 3 times in a day if you notice they don't eat well between feedings? Okay. First of all, you cannot overfeed your catfish. I always have people, fighting me when I say this. They say, it's not possible that you can overfeed your fishes. That when you overfeed your fishes, you see the fishes, they will die. Some people say the fishes will die. But I try to let people understand something. Yes, the reason why people that sell fishes to you tell you not to overfeed your fishes is because most people don't know how to feed their fishes. So it's not like they overfeed their fishes, but they pour too many feed inside a water. And when there's too many feed inside the water, it can contaminate this water, pollute this water. Your fishes will take this water and have ammonia problem, and this may likely cause their death. But not that the feed you are giving them is overfeeding. Look, if you put food for your catfish and they don't want to eat, they swim out. You can never call your fish, hey, come back, come and eat your food. You can't. You can't, when you are feeding, open the mouth and be putting food. You can't. So you can't overfeed them. But once they are okay, they're going to go out. And once they go out, they don't eat again. Then the worst that will happen is when you feed them, they are so okay. You now go and shake the pond, or you now do like a shocking noise, they will vomit. Even if when they are not very okay, but they just finish eating. They are not very okay, but they just finish eating. If you shout, hey, you will see some of them will vomit. It's shock wave. That's the truth. So you cannot actually overfeed them. But they have to tell you this. Some of them don't even know that you can't overfeed them. And they don't even know why the fishes die when people are pouring excess feed in the water. It's understandable. Very understandable. Because some of them, the only thing they understand is the process of hatching their fish. They don't understand, what happens in growing out. I have 2 ponds of 20 by 10. How many fishes? If your pond is 4 feet high, each of this pond is going to take you 320 fishes to 1 kg and above. So that's it. So they don't even know exactly, but they have an idea, because that is a problem that have been coming from people. So they tell you that, which is not far from the truth, because some of us don't even know what we're doing. You don't need to overpour feed in the water. Now, I understand that some fishes, like I just said it earlier on, some fishes don't eat. You know, if you buy your catfish, the first time you put them in the pond, they may not eat because of change of environment. They don't know you. They are trying to understand you. They don't know the pond. They are trying to understand the pond. That's number one reason. Then number two could be the taste of food. Just like imagine you before, you are used to eating salad, and someday somebody brings a back for you to eat. What the hell is a back? They are two different foods, so you don't even understand it. So some of them will not eat until they are very, very hungry to eat. So in this case, once you stock immediately and this thing happens, the best approach to this problem is call the guy that gave you the fishes. Please, what feed are you using and what is the size? He tells you that. When he tells you that, apply it to those fishes, they will eat. So you solve the first problem. I'm about to stock my pond with 5,000 juvenile. How will I feed them to maturity? What size of pond do you have that you want to stock 5,000 juvenile? If it's the size you told me now, that means you're overstocking, and that means you don't face the first problem of high mortality. Please reduce that number. It is too much. But if you want to know how to feed 5,000, simply go over to my YouTube page, Let Us Farm, LETUSFARM. If you go there, go to my videos, scroll down on my videos, you will see what you need to do. 5,000 fishes. Everything is well detailed there. So now, like I was saying, about this thing, the overfeeding. Now, if you are able to solve that problem at the first time, that is solved. But then some fishes may not still eat. If you do that, what you are simply going to do again is try to reduce the number of fishes you have in that pond. It means that the number is too much. Just reduce it. Don't tell me that because where you bought the fishes from, the person there has 10,000 inside the small pond. How come you are not going to have the same thing? Remember something, you are a grow out catfish farmer. Grow out and hashing is not the same thing. The person hashing may be running flow through water using this thing to pump in oxygen into that water so that they will be happy because they want to do it for a very short time and sell. But that's not what you are doing, because if you do it, it's not going to benefit you. This person is just doing it for like 1 week or 2 weeks and sell. So it's not the same thing like you that is running grow out that's going to stay months with you. So don't ever think like that. And you want to achieve very big results. That person is not looking to achieve very big results, just want to maintain a particular size. Until you that is doing grow out will now raise your fishes. Think like somebody who is raising grow out fish. Don't think like somebody who is hashing. This is why people make blunders. Because this is the argument I've been receiving from people. They start arguing. So when they start arguing, keep quiet. If you finish, it's okay. We move on. So once that issue happen, divide it. The number is too much. That's what the fishes are telling you. And once you do this, raise the water to 3 feet high. Automatically, you see your fishes, they will start responding gradually. But like the person that talked to me before, that I said the fishes are 3 months or so. If as when you get to that point, you have done everything. Your water quality is okay. The spacing, like I said, is okay. You are using the correct feed size. Not that in 2 months you are feeding 6 mm. So you are using the correct feed size and everything is okay, but they are not still responding. Best is find out people that bought fish with you the same time from the person that supplied you. Go and meet the person that supplied you and tell the person that when this thing is not working, that seed that he gave you is not working. So that's why I talk about, having to trust somebody that is selling this thing to you. It's very, very important because of situations like this. So that when you want to blame anybody, you know who exactly to blame. Then you are asking if you can feed 3 times a day. Yes, of course. Each feeding you are doing is once your fish is eating it. It's okay. It's a garbage in and garbage out. So when people say, hey, please, if you do it, you're wasting food, it's a lie. Whatever they eat, they convert it to body and they convert it to energy. What you're selling is the body and you're selling energy. So if they convert it, they will have those things on time. So if you are supposed to sell the fish at 6 months, at 4 months, you are selling because the food you are supposed to give them at 5, 6 months, you have already given them before that time. So what are you disturbing for? You can actually do it and get a very solid result. But please, whenever you are feeding, make sure to stand there to be sure that the fishes are eating as you are feeding. Don't just go and pour the food, wow, because you want to feed 3 times. That's not feeding 3 times. That's wasting resources. Yeah, so can I feed my 2 month fish old maggot? If you want to do maggot, remember maggot is not food. Maggot is just you want to give them an appetizer to increase whatever you are giving them. It is not food. So don't basically think that, okay, because you're going to use 100 bags of feed, you now want to use maggot and drop it to 80 bags. Kindly remember that's not okay. Yes, you can give them maggots. And I always say something, if you want to give them maggot, try and wash the maggot before giving them so that you don't transfer another sickness to your fish. If you do that, it's okay. They can eat it at 2 months, no problem. So then most times I tell people after doing it, always try to make sure that you change your water. So which month is the best? Which month is best to sand 18 pond? How many catfish can I stock for 5 months? I don't really get this. Are you saying that your 18 pond is 10 feet deep? Let me understand this. If you understand what is 10 feet deep, that is the 10 feet deep is high. How do you want to be entering this pond to take care of this pond? Because what your catfish need is just a water level of 3 feet high. 4 feet pond is okay. 5 feet is okay. But when you go to 10 feet, it's going to be very deep. And for you to manage it may little be a problem. The 10 feet doesn't increase the number of catfish you are stocking inside. No. Catfishes are surface, they are not deep water fish. No. It's something like shark that is deep water fish. So please just be mindful of that. Don't think that because it's 10 feet, it's not adding up. It's not adding to what you're going to stock. No. But they are saying 100 feet by 120, right? If that is what you are saying, this is a very big pond. If what you are saying is what I understand, they're talking about 120 by 100. That is 120 by 100. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's what you're saying, but if that is exactly what you're saying, you will stock around 12,100 fishes in it. It will take it for 5 months. But the challenge here is how do you manage such number? If you have the financial resources to take care of this number, it is huge because 12,000 fishes in my currency is over 130 million, which is plus or minus 30 million. That's what it will be. Let me see if I can be able to get that figure for you in dollar since it's from India. Uh, yeah, we are talking of almost about $812,500. So if you have it, it's okay. But that is what I can tell you for that because this pond, if what you are telling me is what I understand about the pond, that's what it's going to take, and that's huge. 120 by 100. It's going to cost you about roughly $821,000 to manage that pond. So it's up to you. I had a very good success, and oh, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. If you have the video of this success, kindly send it to me 081-353-48909. I will also share it for others to see your success story and learn from it. Honey Adebi, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Please, is it necessary to change feed size as fishes are growing? Feed sizes are supposed to be changed every month, some every 2 months. So it is necessary to change it because every month your fishes is adding to size. Like from juvenile till the end of their second month, it should be first time on juvenile is 1.8, you move to 2 mm. By first week of your third month, you move to 3 mm. The reason is that's different size of feed is because of the age and the size of your feed, of your fish, because there are particular nutrients in this fish size that your fish need to eat at that age. Example, now you can't expect that you give birth to a baby today and what you want to be giving that child is apple or something like that, or a bar. No, that's a heavy food. So you will start from child-friendly food. If you are not that kind of person that wants to go for all this SMA good and nance, you go our local style. Pap, that's what the child needs. So you can't just jump and start giving the child what an adult will eat. That will scatter the child's growing. So that's it. So he said, what quantity of feed can I administer to 500 fishes and how many bags of 2 can I feed them? Okay, Matthew, please, what you can do for me since you're on YouTube is just go on the videos on this YouTube. When you just go to the video, scroll down, just click on the video, then scroll down the videos. You will see where I talked about 500. I say cost and profit of raising 500 fishes. It's on the same YouTube that you are. Just click on the videos, scroll down the pictures of the video. You will see it there. Everything is properly discussed there. Both the pond size you need, the fish size you need, and when to change those fish size is there. But if you're having any difficulty understanding anything there, ask me a question on that video. I will surely get back to you. I promise to do that. So about the 10 diameters of pond, I wanted to do some estimate, some calculations on that to be able to know what I'm doing, but I couldn't get it. So what you have to do for me is, if you have that pond available, can you send it to 081 353 48909? I need to have a visual of the pond. If possible, do the video of it so that I will have a visual of the pond and be able to give you a very accurate reading for that pond, please. That is, the pond is 10 diameters, it has 1.43 height. Send it to 081 353 48909 so that we don't confuse more people as they are also watching. How many fishes can 11 feet by 7 by 3? The problem I have about 3 feet pond is that you cannot be able to have 3 feet water height in a 3 feet pond, because no matter how you want to manage it, you have to leave space. Anytime you are doing anything on pond, you have to leave space. It's advisable to leave 1 foot space. If you don't leave space, your fishes will always swim out of that pond. They will always jump out of that pond. That's the major reason why you leave that space. So that's just the truth. So I'm going to give you a measurement with your 3 feet water height. Are you be able to manage this situation is entirely up to you. So 11 feet by what? By 7 is what you have. So in this pond, it will take 100 fishes. But like I said, you need a 3 feet water height, and you can take your fishes to 1 kg and above. It will enter perfectly. So Philip, you're asking for 15 feet by 15 feet by 4 feet. I will explain something about this thing. That will take 250 fishes to 1 kg and above. So normally, when I talk about this thing, like there was this argument I saw on Facebook, I didn't respond to it because I know that me responding doesn't make any sense. So no, you see, about these pond sizes I give out like this. I saw somebody that just started catching because I just looked at the pond he was displaying. Obviously, this one just started. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. You may look at a pond that the pond is very big, and you may look at your fish that the fish that will be inside that pond is very small. Please, I like us to do this so that you start understanding about what is the stocking density, how it works. If you look at your pond that is very big, to you that pond is very big, right? Go to the market, buy a catfish if you want to stock 1 kg and above. So go to the pond, the market, buy a catfish. Tell them that you want to buy a catfish of like 1 kg or more than 1 kg. Take that catfish back home. Use your tape, put in the tail to the head. Measure the size of catfish that you want to buy. Then multiply your pond and then divide it by that catfish and see how many do you think it will enter that pond. If you understand what I said now, the thing will start giving you an idea of, okay, that, oh, that means you may be making a mistake. Because some of us, you just look at the catfish that they are small. You don't ask yourself that this thing, they require space, that they spin inside the pond, they move inside the pond, and when they want to sleep, I've always said this thing, your catfish will always come down to the floor. It doesn't sleep on top of the water, it will go down. If you are changing water, you see how they stock themselves. And some people will tell you, oh, we want to stock 1,000 fishes where we will put 500. As they are growing, you separate it. But there's a science here. The science is simple. When you give them that space that you think is too much, give it to them when they are small. You see them that their result will peak very fast than somebody who has choked them up when they are small. This thing is, it's your business. It's really none of my business. But when you now want to choke them, and then tomorrow you are having crisis, how do you solve those crises when you were the one who induced those problems? So that's the problem. So you're trying to like explain, and some people are saying no, it's not possible. Like I told somebody that a pond will collect 100. I saw somebody saying that his own pond is taking 1,000, the same size of pond, 10 by 10, is stock 1,000. Why should I argue with the person? Obviously this person just started catfish farming, because he's not even saying that the people that are selling the pond are saying this. He's saying that his own is what he's thought. It's just, so those kind of things, don't worry yourself. But the idea of this thing is for you to get the best result. That's why I said it. You see some people, they post that by 3.5 months they have 1 kg plus. But you, by 3.5 months, you don't even have anything. What do you think happened? It could be your feeding, it could be that it's your pond that is the problem. Because you want to manage space. I've said it, don't manage your space for anything. In catfish business, don't manage anything. The only thing you manage is manage yourself. If you manage yourself to manage your business, it's okay. But both your spacing, both your water, I'm still coming to water. So that's it. Um, Match is asking, is skirting local feed or foreign feed? Skirting has two types. We have the one you call skirting superior, and we have the skirting essential. Skirting superior is the foreign feed, but the skirting essential is manufactured in Osun State. So these two are two different things. That's why some people, when I tell them that I use skirting as foreign feed and I switch to blue crown, they tell me no, that skirting is cheaper than blue crown. But I try to let them understand that skirting is two types. But some people will never believe it, because the two bags, they look alike. But the difference is, look at the name. One is skirting superior and one is skirting essential. Your essential is manufactured in Osun State, while the superior is imported. So that's why the prices are different. You can actually ask your seller, he will tell you. If some people that are good, they will tell you. How many fishes can I stock in 12 by 9? If it's 12 by 9 by 4 feet, I can do that. So that's the thing about the skirting. So please don't get confused about the two. Stock 130 fishes for best result. Now, I have some questions that people asked me. So I think I've answered one. One of the questions said, how do you manage your feed cost? I think I've answered it when I explained that the best way to manage your feed cost is to cut down on what you are stocking, stock very well, feed very well, and you'll be able to manage that situation. So your result will now make you to either go up or stay where you are. Explain other available tanks. Now he sent me that I should explain what other tanks can take. The truth is that I cannot be able to explain. Oh, thank you very much. I cannot be able to explain all the sizes of all ponds. Look, we have over thousands of sizes of pond. So there's no way I can be, because he's telling me, that uh, what do you call it, that the white tank I always use as reference is very expensive, and it's not everybody that knows of other black tanks that also take 1 liter, 1,000 liter. But I have said this here, black tanks that take 1,000 fishes, there are some that are basically made for catfish farming. We have some black tanks that it is made for catfish farming. If it is those ones, The 1,000 liter of that size that is made for catfish farming. How do you know it's made for catfish farming? You see that they did not cut the top. It's 1,000 liter. It even has where you can put your tap so that you can use it to change your water. You see it black. You see that this one, if you ask people that are selling, they will tell you that this is a catfish farm. So if it is that one, the same thing that this white will take is the same thing that that one would also take. Then we have other 1,000 liter tanks that I can't tell you until I see it. Reason is that some of them, they are narrow. They don't have sitting on the ground. They are not, the sitting on the ground dimension is very small, but they are tall. So if you go and put 50 fishes in such type of pond, you will make a bad result, because like I said, catfish, they are not deep swimmers. So that height you are looking at is useless. Max you will take, they cut it at 4 feet. So use 3 feet water. So all those other things that is standing up, you can't use it for your catfish. So if you do the 50 there, you're going to make error. So that's why I said any tank that you want to use or any pond, just send me the picture or the video. After telling me the size of the thing, like if it's for those tanks and all, send it to me. I will see it and I will ask you questions and I'll be able to tell you what it will take. If you don't have my number, it's 081-353-48909. And once you send me a message, sometimes don't expect that I will answer you immediately. If somebody sends me a message now, I know I cannot reply it. So don't expect me that I will answer it instantly, but I will surely do my best to like answer your video. This I've been doing it and I will continue to do it. So you can do that. I will always try to help. So this other question is, what are the drugs that you can use to start catfish farm? Like I said, some of these questions have actually answered it, but I will still, for the interest of those people that sent it in, I will still answer it. Catfish farming, we don't have drug timetable. There's no drug timetable. Anybody that comes to you and starts telling you about drug timetable, the person doesn't know what he's talking about. Catfishes don't need drugs, please. Don't use drugs. If you use drugs, you kill the immune system of those catfish. So small sicknesses that they are supposed to overcome, they cannot overcome it because you have given them too much drugs. And those things, every catfish sickness that comes your way that you see, send it to me and I will tell you a very simple solution to it. Mind you, my solutions are not bitter leaf. I do not use bitter leaf. It doesn't work. So even if you are thinking in your mind that I'm talking rubbish about bitter leaf, it's okay. But whenever you have any problem, if you ask me, I will never mention anything about bitter leaf. And what I'm going to tell you is still going to work perfectly. Do not always follow the bandwagon. When people are doing something, you just jump and start doing it. Sometimes, what if these people are jumping to hell? Will you just follow them and jump to hell when you don't know where they are going to? That's the problem of people following bandwagon. I've seen people, they are prescribing. When I post some videos, I say, hey, what do you think about this? They will say, go and mix tetracycline with bitter leaf and give the catfish. I'm wondering, who is even talking this? What does this one know? So please don't join the bandwagon. I don't use it. Doesn't make any impact. But anytime you have any issue, just send me the video to 081-353-48909. Remember, I'm saying this for you to understand. Any of these things I'm saying, send. I'm not asking you to send any money to you. I'm not telling you that there is any money or any group you are joining. In case somebody cashes it on you and start telling you that, oh, send it so that we add you. I'm not adding you to anything. I don't have anything. I'm not charging you anything. Just send it. I will always help out free of charge. So now the other one said is asking me, say, cut smoked fish and the long one, which one sells better? If you understand, for the past I think since last week, I've been having some results from people that are doing smoked fish. I just posted one today also. I had posted the other one I think last week from the one of Cotonou, and the other one I think is Medugri also. Now those fishes are very nice. One was the round one, and this one was the cut one. What you should understand about it is that whether you cut or is round or is straight, what matters is where you are living. Before you do that, kindly find out. Problem with us is that most of us, we don't want to go out. Step out of your house. It's your business. It's your investment. It's your money. Go to where they sell this in the market. Ask them, what do you people want? What do you buy mostly? They will tell you. It's never a secret. If they don't want to tell you, go to where they are selling it. You will see the one they are selling most. Do that one. And that's where you will succeed. If I tell you now that, oh, the branded one is moving because it attracts the eye, you go and do it, you come to market, nobody's buying it. What do you think? And people that do cuts, one of the reasons why they do that cut is that it's cheaper to sell. Like if you see the video I posted, I think I posted the video today. If you check that video, you see the one that they caught. People buy that one more in some places. Why? They use it to drink. So some bars sell those fishes. So instead of fresh catfish, you have the smoked fish. They sell it. People, some of them, they buy that in 200 or 300, depending on the size of the fish. Then the person is drinking beer and is eating that fish. Like I said now, don't because of what you watch me say, you go and do it. Find out if it works in your place. That is very important. Don't come tomorrow and say you watched my video and I said I didn't say anything. What I said is very simple. Find out in your place which one do they want. It's just like pomo. Some people buy full long pomo. Some want the cut one. So it depends. That's it. And it's a huge market. If you smoke your fishes very well, it can stay very long without spoiling. So you're not under pressure to sell it at any time if you don't have customers. And if you make good customers going abroad, that's another big oil money. So that's it. Anything you can do there is about how you're able to like market your product, but they are very good products. I can tell you any day, anytime. Some people go a long way to even put it in packaging, put it in nylon, put a picture, a contact number, and sell in supermarkets. Even some ShopRite sell it. That's true. So let me pick one question before I go back. Are housefly safe for feed? That is what they call BSF. Black housefly, they are good. They are good for fishes. Fishes do eat them. But anytime you are giving all these things, always make sure to be able to change your water after feeding. Some hours after feeding, try and change your water so that in case there are any droppings they left in the water, it will be gone. Then please, sir, what is the right size for 1,000 fish? Is it pond? If it's pond, is 20 by 50 by 4 feet. That's it. Or you do 2 ponds of 20 by 25 by 4 feet. Or if you want to do 3 ponds, the 3 ponds is, I think the 3 ponds is 15 by 20 in 3 places by 4 feet high. So that will work for that. Or just check on my videos on YouTube. Just go there, the videos. You will see the fishes there, the 1,000, and everything there is explained. We supply quality seedling from Port Harcourt. Okay, good for you. Um, he said, is it good to use probiotics? Probiotics, you need to understand what is probiotics. I don't have any problem about you practicing it, using it. But the question is it cost effective? Can you practice it very well? You are practicing probiotics because you believe that it's going to help you to save water. It's going to help you that you now manage in limited places. But what you don't ask yourself is people that are practicing probiotics, how much did they use to set up their place where they are practicing it? Just like somebody is asking you that of a result gotten from a lab. And me, I'm not working in the lab. I don't use my procedures cannot be lab environment. So I can never have the same result with somebody working in the lab. So if you want to practice probiotics, be ready to spend heavily to culture your farm to be able to accommodate that. Don't believe that you just go to YouTube and people will say, do this, do that, do that. That's not probiotics. So probiotics is like setting up your place with the best conditions. That's the only way to work. So if you have the money, resources to do all those things, and you can do it very diligently, go ahead. But if you are still like people like us who see they manage, they try to grow in the business, or more don't come on eye for that. You don't really need it. That's the truth. And going further, you want to expand in that level. You can't use probiotics to expand in that level, so it's not going to work. But hey, everything depends on what you want, not me. Hey, Samuel, thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. I hope that everybody listens and be able to use some of this my advice. So say, can water supply be a problem in that's it. Now this question is very, very important. So please, I want to say it so that in case if any of us is having the same thing or planning to do it, is saying if you can use buying water to support your catfish farming. For me, the answer is no. If you don't have water and you want to practice catfish farming, it's asking me if you can like be buying water to support your catfish farming. Yeah, I will tell you don't do it. I'm not saying it because I don't want you to be a catfish farmer. Please don't get me wrong. Because whenever I say things like this, people think I don't want them to practice catfish farming. No. But I want us to be realistic. If you buy water to do catfish farming, I'm telling you that the profit you're going to make is what you're going to use in buying the water. So at the end of the day, what did you do? Nothing. Because most people that ask this thing is surface pond they are using. By surface pond, I mean it's either a concrete, it's either a tarpaulin or rubber tanks. And by the way, please don't ever use metal tank to raise fish. That's a no-no. Metal tanks are not good conductors. So when there is heavy sun, the water will boil up. When there is cold, it will freeze up. So they are not good. Don't ever use it. So yes, you can't buy water and make it in catfish farming because it means that every 2 days you'll be buying water. Imagine every 2 days you are spending 30 to 40,000 on water for your catfish farming. You will say, "Oh, I have a small farm, so I'm spending like 5,000." When you now equate 5,000 every 2 days, it means that in a week you are spending roughly 15,000. So in a month you are spending roughly that's 15. That's about 60,000 in a month. How much do you think you want to make from the business? So if you spend 60,000 in a month, that means in 4 months you are spending about 240,000. How much can be your profit for the business? So that's the reason why I will not advise you to do it. Even though it sounds very interesting to you that you want to practice catfish farming, but at the end of the day, are you practicing catfish farming because you just want to do fishery? If your answer to this question is I want to succeed, I want to make money, please don't do it. But if you have retired and you have money, you just want something that you'll be wasting your money on, you can do it. Because if you are retired and you have money, sink a borehole. Some places they don't have borehole because their place don't have water. They go some kilometers away, sink the borehole, use this thing, pumping machine, and bring it. It's better than buying this thing. So for my advice, please don't do it. It's not going to pay you. Then this person asked me what causes yellow fever in catfish farming. Come on. Hi. I have heard about some sicknesses and diseases in catfish farming that me myself have never heard. Yes, I started doing this business. There's something like yellow fever in catfish farming. No, if you have yellow patches in catfish, sometimes it's as a result of water. Some people will tell you now that their catfish is having red tail. It's water. When they stay too long in a particular type of water, sometimes it happens. And sometimes it's the fish itself. Maybe it's from that particular species that you stock. It's not that they are distinct. But if it's yellow, most times it's a water infection. Simply just change the water and make it to be neat. Before you know, that yellow will wipe out and it becomes the normal color. But when you mention yellow fever, this one na police level. Oh. I have never seen a police in catfish. So if there is any yellow fever, black fever, and mobile police, well, this is my first time of reading some of these things. Then this person now say, what makes the whiskers of catfish go down? First of all, let us understand what is whiskers. Whiskers is what you see here in the catfish. So when this thing starts dropping down, sometimes when they finish eating, it can be low, but this is not eating. This is that sometimes your catfishes that are supposed to be playing, just see that the whiskers are down like this. They are not standing. It means that these fishes are not feeling fine. And when your fishes are not feeling fine, what are you supposed to do to those fishes that are not feeling fine? Simple thing for me, what you can do to help them so that they will come back to themselves is first thing first is to change the water. Then identify why they are not feeling fine. Because sometimes when you see it down like that, could have been an attack from other fishes. Maybe they saw it that it was dull and they decided to go and chop it off. And you see that they start misbehaving. So remove it from the place and identify what is the problem. Did you overstock? Is the water dirty? Change all these parameters and watch the fish, know how it is. And after 2 days, if it's still not feeling fine, let me know. But this thing I said now, if you do it within 2 days, it will be okay. Then this one said, why is what's this? Why it just scratches on the skin of his catfish? I have a video on it on YouTube. What causes scratches skin peel of your catfish? But most times, the main thing that causes it is overstocking. So when you overstock, your catfishes will be meeting each other in a very, very tight situation. There is going to be friction, and that friction is what leads to skin peel. It's not a disease, it's not an infection, but it can lead to an infection that can lead to a disease that may kill the fish. I know that sometimes when I try to say things like this, it becomes, yeah, you just start like, what is this guy saying again? Now, I said it's not a sickness, it's not a disease, but I still said it's something that can lead to infection. Infection will now lead to disease. Disease can lead to death. Because, let me explain. When the skin is open, it exposes the body tissue. Body tissue is what covers your distance. That's what makes all of us, they pipe up and down. So when it's exposed, when this body tissue is exposed, and then there is contamination in the water, which is as a result of that overstocking, can be picked up with this body tissue of that catfish. That is what is going to lead to an infection of the catfish. That's why some people will call it fin rot, a lot of names. All these names starts from infection. So is this infection because of what they got through the exposition of their this in body tissue is what's going to lead to a disease, and this disease is what may likely kill the fish if not managed. Now you may be thinking, okay, what's the solution? The solution is simple. Don't overstock your pond. If mistakenly you overstock your pond, there are always two options to everything you want to do. Either yes, you stop, you have another pond, you share it. But as you overstock, you don't have another pond. There is also a solution. Simple. Look for buyers that will pick up some of the fishes so that they will have space. And the ones that have spaces will be able to grow. So what causes the fish to stand upright? Because they are taking salute now. Come by the, I'm coming. So this thing I said now is what is going to lead to the death of the fishes if care is not taken. So instead of getting to that point, why not make sure that they have space? And once they have space, you won't get to any infection or any disease. Now, the question is what causes fishes to stand upright? Taking salute. Now, there are times that your fishes stand, and this thing you are talking about happens only to small fish. Big fishes will never stand upright because they cannot carry their body up. So, what causes this is most times it's good and it's bad. The good one is when you feed your fishes very well, and after eating, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes after eating, see them standing up and just shaking their tail. They are just happy, telling you well done for a job well done. Now they want to relax and let the food digest. You see, they are happy. So that's why they shake their tail. They go to one side, they are standing up. That's the good one. The bad one is when you overstock a pond and there is too much release, because your catfish, once they're staying inside water, they drink that water, they still release both poo poo and pee inside that water. So now others are drinking this thing that they are releasing. So you see, have too much concentration of ammonia in that water. Just like the person that asked me about ammonia. You see now that there's too much concentration of ammonia in that water. So what's going to happen? They now want to breathe, but they cannot breathe this water. Because they cannot breathe the water, they always raise their nose on top of the water to be able to breathe. But if it's big fishes, you won't see them because when they just do it, they just come up, they go down. So when they take air, they go down. They breathe it out, they come again, they take air. But small fishes cannot do take air, go down. So that's why you see them behaving like that. Then there's another thing that can cause it. If the water pH of a pond is bad, they can also do that. Or if the water is hard water, they foam. If you put detergent, shake your hand, no go foam. It's hard water. They also need to come up because what they are lacking in that water is oxygen. So that water is choking. Anytime the fish, if it's doing it, it means that it's choking. They are coming to take oxygen. Now, how do you know the good part and the bad part? The good one is after feeding, you come out and you notice it. Just begin to thank God, say you are doing a very good job. So your fishes are eating very well. They are happy with you. But if you notice it before feeding, that one is the bad one. What is the solution? Immediately change that water. Put a fresh, clean water. If you have a spare pond, divide the number into the 2 ponds. Once you divide the number into the 2 ponds and they stop doing it for some time, it means that it was overstocking. But after dividing them into the 2 ponds, the next day again, they continue doing that. Please go and test the water pH. If the water pH is okay, take that water, put inside the cup, put detergent, shake it. If it doesn't bubble, it means that the water is still bad. That's hard water. So for that reason, look for alternative where you can get water to carry on with your fish business. So that's that, right? I hope I'm true with that. So how to make your So I have answered all the questions I have offline, and I have answered all the questions I have online. So one thing I want to explain to us is how to make your catfish farming, how to make your fishes have weight and grow very well. Like I said at the beginning of this, I said your catfishes have two things that control them. It is either the weight or the growth. These are the two indices that control your catfish. They are the two things that will make your catfish to give you money or for you to lose money. The reason is that when you are selling your fishes, what people are going to do is to put your fishes on the scale to check the weight. So if your fishes don't have weight, automatically it's an error. Then during that period of checking it, now if you watch, I post some videos, see people sorting fish, they bring it out, they also want to check the size of the fish. So if you buy a fish that is small like this but has too much weight, it's not good. And if you also buy a fish that is like my hand but it has no weight, it's bad. How do you balance these things? There are two things again in the fish farming that helps to balance it. One is your pond, two is your food. Once you're able to stock according to what is supposed to be stocking density of your pond, that means you are going to avoid this trouble. And then if you're able to feed your catfishes very well, as at when due, that means you avoid these two troubles. Then you now tie the whole thing together by making sure you manage the period that these fishes are with you. So you see, you have averted the issue of no weight, no size in the fish, and make sure that your fishes do not die while with you. These are the things that you must have to do to be able to make sure that your fishes grow very well. They don't die, they give you good result at the end of the day. Somebody once asked me, how do I come to a pond, look at the pond and know if these fishes are going to be able to like give me profit? Like I said, when I was into this video, I mentioned something. I said that the eye you use at looking at a fish is different from when you bring out the fish, and it's also different from when they climb the scale. Three sequence to the looking at the fish. Reason is very simple. You know that fishes float, they swim. So because they do these activities inside water, anytime they enter inside water, their body automatically looks big. But that's not their original form they're supposed to be. So when you scoop them out and put them out of the pond, for your eyes, you are seeing that they are not so big how I was looking at it in the pond. It's not your eyes, it's just the water that magnified the fish. Now you now put them on top of scale again. If something that you're looking at that may be 2 kg, put it on scale maybe 1 kg. But if you're experiencing the business, when you get to a pond and look at the fish, you'll be able to say that this is where these fishes are going and this is where they are not going. You may be wrong, but to some extent, you'll be able to understand. Like when you are feeding your fishes, you know what you're seeing. Now, if you want to know if you are having like a good chances of your fishes being on the big size, what you will simply do is very simple. If you can be able to be patient and feed your fishes normal, they will show you that. How will they show you? The first time you go to your pond and put feed, all those fishes you see that gather that look big, they are just 10% of your fish. Allow them, let them eat. If they don't eat, leave them. Give them another 15, 20 minutes. If you come, put feed, go somewhere and watch, you will see. That is when the size of your fishes that are inside the pond will come to eat. And that's when you now marry the sizes now, you will see, oh, I don't even get anything before. So if you see those ones that they keep coming and eating and going back, keep coming, eating and going back, keep coming, eating and going back, the length of time they used to come out to pick small food, go back, is we tell you how many of your fishes you have that are not so big in that pond. So that's it. So everything about catfish farming requires you to be very patient. If you do things very well in catfish farming, you are going to make success. Most of us fail because we don't want to do the right thing, want to cut corners, and it doesn't work in catfish farming. So, is there any other thing that you guys want me to say? I think we are going to almost 2 hours now. If not, we may call it a day. But don't forget, we still have another time next week to discuss. So, like I always say, I'll still put out notices on it. But if you're having any question and anything you want me to discuss in our next meeting, kindly also send it under this video, or just send it to me 081-353-48909. So I will also bring it up and I'll make sure that I talk about it for you to understand it better. But from me to you, catfish farming is a very, very good business. In fact, catfish farming is like a business you want to start and plan that in future, this is my company. This is what I want to do. People will always eat fish. Fish is the easiest alternative to meat. But the problem is that we keep doing the wrong thing. How can somebody spend 100 million to build a house and is looking for 5 million naira to feed the fish you want to put in the house? In the first place, why did you spend 100 million? You don't need a roof for. Sometimes when you talk and people start arguing, keep quiet. I was saying it the other day, somebody say, hey, with the roof, it gives you the best result. It's a lie. You don't need a roof to do your catfish farming. You don't. The ones you see abroad, go and check the equipment they have to make those fishes grow. And mind you, the fishes you see abroad, they are special fishes that people put in their this thing they put in the house. In the aquarium they put in the house. It's not that they are big fishes they want to sell. No, you can't put big fishes in the aquarium. No way. It's what they put there for relaxation and all these things. Beautification. So you don't need a very big fish, but catfishes will strive to make very big fishes or at a moderate size. So if you put them in the house, you have denied them the opportunity of them getting sunlight, which is photosynthesis. If you check how much you use in building that house, if you had converted that same amount to being able to feed your catfishes, you will go a very long way. So you don't need it. Stop arguing something that doesn't make any sense. Like I keep saying it, if you are doing something every time, but you think you know what you are doing, and you are not growing, you are just there, and somebody is selling you for free another thing that looks so easy, why not try it and see what will happen to you? You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect to get a different outcome. It's not going to work. If you are doing the same thing over and over again, you are still going to get the same type of result until you switch your mentality, switch and do another thing. That's the only time you can get a different result. And don't forget, I always say this, anytime people tell you something about catfish, try and ask them something. Ask them, why should we do this? Can you be able to explain? Thank you, Emmanuel. Can you be able to explain to me why we should do it? For instance, people say, oh, use bitter leaf water. I ask them, what is the component of bitter leaf water? Why? Nobody answers this question. It's the truth. Nobody answers it. They will just tell you that they said, who is they? Imagine somebody is telling you, I'm a catfish consultant. I can help you to establish 100,000 catfish farm. But he doesn't have even 200 catfish. What are you going to establish? In agriculture, what you study in the class is opposite of what happens in the farm. I once went to a PhD doctorate degree holder and I was telling him how to farm maize. He said no, that you have to use tractor and work on the ground 4 times to till the ground. I started laughing. He said, why are you laughing at us as if we don't know what we are doing? That is what we are taught in our thesis. Is it proper to rear catfish with tilapia fish with aim of feeding the catfish with fingerling produced by the tilapia? Now, if I want to answer this question, I will say, raise the tilapia in this pond, raise the catfish in this pond, get the fingerlings of the tilapia, pour to the catfish to eat. That's the best thing. Because if you put the two of them inside that pond, they keep on fighting. Your target is to make the best result. Your target is not to keep on seeing people that fight, injure themselves, and everything. And that will make the tilapia, they will not even be able to produce because they will keep on fighting and running away from the other fish. And for that, they cannot reproduce. So it will not pay you. Why not do this side, then do this side for you to have the best result? So that's it. So anytime people like to explain things to you about catfish, it's good, but try and always understand the reasons why you do some certain things. This will guide you and this will help you to make very important decisions in your fish farming. Is there anything I am yet to explain here before we call it a day? Thank you very much for every one of us that joined me today. I am so super grateful. On Facebook, if you have noticed, most of the times I don't have videos of my teachings there, but from now I will start sending some of the videos of my teaching on the Facebook. Most of the teachings I have is on my YouTube. So anytime you are having any issue with any of your farming, simply go to my YouTube, go to the videos there, look for any topic, they are there. Please, can you explain the calculation of FCR? FCR calculation in catfish farming is not like that of poultry farming. Reason is very, very simple. Yeah, thank you very much. On catfish farming, what what uh what the main thing that controls the food conversion rate, the FCR in catfish farming, is the water temperature at the time your fishes are eating that food and the quality of feed. These are two things that are very different. Now, if your quality of feed is very high and you give them when the water temperature doesn't balance, the FCR is going to be totally wrong with whatever anybody calculates. So that is the reason why I always just go like a blind person on this by saying, feed your fishes, let them eat very well. The result will wait for you. But if you feed them based on calculation, you are not going to get any result because if things switch and you still did not switch with that, you see that you'll be wasting your own time. So that's how I always try to explain it. But if the explanation is not okay, well, that's it. Because that's just the truth about the situation. It has to do with what the when the water temperature is normal, your fishes will eat excellently. And when they eat excellently, the conversion rate will be so high. But when the water temperature is very cold, it slows down the body metabolism of your fishes. So what happens is that the fishes will eat very little and digestion will be so slow. Naturally, fishes are very slow in digestion. So this time they will be so slow. So meaning that the FCR at this point will be totally different from the other time. Now and again, if the ingredients you use in your feed, because some of us want to cut it short. So when you cut this ingredient and somebody is saying, oh, if they eat 1 kg to this, it will give you this. You see that will not happen because fishes need a balanced diet to give you result. So if you don't have that balanced diet, you will not make that result. So you see, that's why things sometimes don't work like that. So that's just the true position of it. I hope I'm able to, explain that to you. Thank you. So, like I was saying, please, next week Saturday, all things being equal by the grace of God, same time, same station, same channel. We'll also have the opportunity of doing another live broadcast for this particular month of September. So if you have any important thing you want me to come out and do explanation, send it to me. I will do that on 08135348909. And if you're having any issues, you can also send a video of that issues to me. I will do that, watch it, and I will also explain to you. It's still a free service. So don't worry, just let me know. And my next session is on Saturday, next coming Saturday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, same channel that you are. If you miss this channel, you can go to YouTube, search it. LETUSFARM. Let us farm. Let us farm. LETUSFARM, or go to Facebook, same thing. The TikTok has not come yet live, but very soon I'm working on it. I'll also include that in the listing. Thanks very much, Nats Tech. I'll also try to include my Instagram on this so that place I can be able to accommodate everybody. Truthfully, I can't do it individual without all your support. So I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate so much. I will see you guys next time, and God bless. So don't forget to, if you have any results, send it so that I will still use it for other people to learn and also achieve theirs. Whatever you achieve is what makes others try to do the right thing. But so many people are more than Thomas. They don't. That's why if you see, most times I don't post my videos. I like posting other Akinubi Taiwo. Good evening, madam. So I don't post my own results every time because the only way for me to be able to encourage you is for you to see the result of the person you know. So that's it. It's not that I have anything with the result, but I post this result. People learn from the result, ask questions on the result, and can be able to make informed decisions that help them in their own farm. Because the problem we have is that most people that don't really know what they're talking about this will keep on telling you things, telling you things, telling you things. But when you see results, it helps. So anytime you have any result, send it to me and I will do well. But please do not lie in sending the result. Thank you very much. Because some people lie too much. Somebody sent me a fish of 6 months. He told me that those fishes are 2 months. That's his result. He was saying, hey, thank you for giving me advice. I looked at him, I told him this fish is 2 months. You know, they see the head of the fish. The big head of the fish is already showing you that it's not 2 months. He's arguing with me. So please, let us not deceive ourselves. I like everybody to achieve good results. I'm not deceiving people. Thank you very much. I appreciate Emmanuel giving great insight. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you very much. So that's the truth. So that's why some people, if I tell you the kind of videos I have every day, but if you watch, I don't post all those videos because thank you very much, Chris. Thanks a lot. I appreciate. I don't post those videos because people lie too much. They just want me to like post and they be so happy. Yes, I don't have any problem posting anybody's video, but I don't want to post a lie. So any video I always post, I stand by it. Please, boosters do not work. Do not waste your money on boosters. Don't waste your money, please. Boosters do not work. Work on your feeding and your spacing and manage your fishes very well. Get your result. So thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate. See you next time. And God willing, like I said, is something that I will do next week. So thank you so much. I appreciate that.